What up, brothers? It's the Clipper King returning, and all you guys who watched the last catch-up from the Clipper King, you know the new idea I'm rolling with. I'm basically uploading my old reviews to show you how I did them a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I scored them up, and now I'm going to put up some new material showing the figure and what my thoughts are of it over time. I'm starting with the say hello to my little friend picture, simply because that's where it all began for Clipper King, focusing on that picture. So from time to time I like to have a little flashback to the canvas and just roll you in. So if I do a quick spin round, we're clearly in Callum's bedroom. The cabinet of doom's doors wide open for all the brothers to take a look inside. Just a quick flash, show you how she stands. You know the figure that I'm focusing on today. I just want to show you where she stands in collection. And it's back shelf, right hand side. And it's that bitch. So yeah, I'm going to focus on that one today. Like I said, the upload should already be up from the first review I did on it, the scoring. I'm not going to score it all up again. I'm going to show you obviously again what came with the figure, the box. I'm going to try and get you about 5 poses out of this thing. Probably go into detailed things about the cape and what have you. And yeah, just tell you over time what the figure's done for me. Has the love grown? Has the love diminished? Would I ever sell it? And that sort of thing. Also, like I mentioned, while I'm cutting this together, I will be looking through some backdated reviews on these figures. I'm going to try and pick out the best 4, or not the best 4 or 5, but 4 or 5 that stand out to Clipper King. And just shout them out for one reason or other. They might be the most viewed, or they might be the ones I like the best, or it might be the inspiration I've used for a pose or whatever. But like I said, I'm focusing on the DX02 Batman. And if you stick with Clipper King, we'll roll her on. I hope you're loving this new idea, because it's got me buzzing again. Just to touch on the countdown I announced as well on the catch-up, that is still coming, but that's an idea I've got sort of for over the next month, maybe 2 months. I'm trying to put 20 great collectors together to announce that for me, and I will do that over time. But like I said, this is the new idea I'm rolling with, and it's the comparison review sort of thing, the rating video from back in the day, and the up-to-date look at what I think of the figure now. So, like I said, today's episode, we're concentrating on that bitch. So stick with me, brothers. Right, brothers, as you can see, cleared out the top shelf now. Just got a bit of a setup. What I'm going to show you, a little glimpse into the background Clipper King's collecting. Something, a little bit of advice every collector should have, especially if you're going to be reposing these figures, or if you've got a few of these figures and you don't want to keep messing with the boxes. As I said before, my boxes I keep them in mint condition, because they go back in the shipping boxes, if I've got one, into a big outer box. They go on a pallet at work, and I put them out of reach of prying eyes. So I keep my boxes mint and fresh, and you know that's how I like it. So as I was setting this up, so I don't have to keep fucking about and going in and out of the box, what I do is, every figure I get, I take out everything out of the box. Then what I do is, and I recommend you guys do this, you can see, just have a little sit down on Callum's bed. I personally have this lot, you can see, it's a big old box. It's like a balsa wood box. It's just something I found at work, and inside it's like a treasure trove, sorry. As you can see, it's got a custom bruise there that I'm not displaying at the moment. 2 collector's friends, pair of tweezers, brush, which I'll be using in a minute. And then what I do is, I got a pack with probably 1,000 of these, they're like sandwich bags, the sealer bags sort of thing. And what I do is, all my accessories go inside this bag and stay in this box. So as you can see there, got the parts for the DX Batman sonar head and his old style cape and his hands and what have you. And just to throw for a few, Godfather's blazers there, Ezio's sword and spare hands. And that's what I do, and it just saves me having to go in and out of the box. So yeah, as you can see, Terminator's spare head there. So that's what Clipper King keeps. So when I'm doing a review or whatever, I can easily get to the accessories without having to bring the box home from work. But as you can see, I have brought the box home from work, and I'm going to talk about it shortly. Another thing, while I'm just sat down at this bed, what I actually bought from my local Hobbycraft is this cloth material. It's a velvet feeling. I think it's like a mock velvet, if I'm honest. but it reflects the light really nice. I hope the camera's picking up. I were going to use it for the background, but the majority's took it, boys, and I'm sticking with a grey background on the top cabinet. Now, I think it's a really nice material for the Batman, and I'll tell you why. It's really fine. Inside, it's like a... what is it? Like a nylon, and then like a mock velvet outside. I like it for the Batman simply because if you look how it drapes around my hand, sort of thing. See if that were the Batman's neck and it folding down his back. You get really natural looking pleats in it. It's not thick like the capes you get. So now I'm not using this as a background. I'm gonna do a cape like the one I did. I'll just show you that. Don't really like filming to light. I did my own cape for the Batsuit Begins, and I'll be doing a smaller version of that cape for the Dark Knight version. But at the moment I'm using one that Dean kindly gave me, which is a velvet one, but what I did, I sort of weathered it, which I'm going to keep that and I'm going to show that as well. But I also want a smaller looking cape that will just stay down his back better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another cape out of this material. But like I said, you can buy that from your local hobbycraft store, and I think it was about £7, and for that I got about 3 meters of the stuff. So yeah, a couple of things for you collectors to look out to. But anyway, back to the figure. Just to go through the other things I said. The tweezers, ideal for figures like John Connor or others where they have straps. Obviously you're going to need to grab things, you don't want to snap things. Barney Ross's flak jacket were a bastard, and these bitches saved my life. So yeah, every collector could do with a nice set of tweezers. The other thing, paintbrush. I use this for 2 things. Firstly, because I have like a black cotton on my steps, and obviously what I'm going to do is clear all the dust off, because you can see where the stands have been. But instead of getting an hoover in there or trying to do it with a damp cloth, I fuck all that and I do it with a paintbrush because it doesn't scratch things. Gets all the dust off. I'm going to give the figure a quick clean. I'll probably use that as the first pose, and then I'm going to roll straight in and tell you what I like and don't like about the figure. So again, stick with me, brothers. There'll be a shortcut coming up. Right, brothers, all the waffling's over. Let me roll on to what I want to talk about. First things first, the box. I'm not going to go into depth because I obviously already went into depth on the original ratings video or a review, whatever you want to call it. So if you haven't watched that, refer back to it. But this is obviously the DX02, so it were a very similar style to the DX01, which were the Joker, as you all know. Very dull looking. I never liked them in first place. It's still the case now. They're very, very functional boxes, and they are, I suppose, a step above the normal box. It's just the front artwork that never really caught me with the DX01 or 02, and probably the 03 as well. The Michael Jackson were a bit too faint on it for me, but on this figure it looks cool. There's something about it. It says you've bought an expensive figure here, you've got something that's a little bit out of ordinary. But like I said, I just wish they'd have put a better picture or more standout picture on front. That was my only downside with the box, and probably why I marked it down. Inside the box, the foam and the compartments are excellent. But like I said, over time, I don't think no more of the box than I ever did. And like I said, they are kept at work. But I will say, it is in mint condition, this box. So yeah, we're really chuffed to get it. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to explain the first pose. You've probably all seen this pose before. I've just dusted it all down, talk you through what it is. As you know, it's obviously the DX02 body and Dark Knight suit with a sticky bomb gun put together. I've got it the look I've gone for, I'm kind of saying it's the bit where he stood on the edge of the building, or the ledge of the building, should I say, just about to use the sticky bomb gun. He's not wearing his helmet. It's the like Hong Kong rescue scene, as it's referred to. Obviously the head's from the Batsuit Begins version, but I just, because it were new, I put it on and I really liked it. Obviously the cowl, if you glance at it, it looks like he's got his cowlings out. Obviously you realise that's the sonar head, but I just think it's a really good look all in all. What I will say as well is the reason I'm doing these sort of flashbacks is, as a lot of you know, I have upgraded my camera, so where I would never been able to get a shot like that before, now with this camera, especially if you're watching it, if you've uploaded it to watch in HD, in 1080 HD as well, you should get every little detail. Like I said, my old camera or the iPod would never have got that for you. So it's just kind of if you watch the old review, and then watch this review, you'll see that it's been money well spent, really. I think so anyway. A lot of you might not mind it. Just to answer a quick question, the shiny forehead effect that some of the Bruce Waynes did get, mine did have it, not fucking terribly, but yeah, mine did have it, and I know a lot of other people's did as well. So yeah, like I say, if you're looking at the detail, the etching on his chest, you should now pick it up. Anybody who hasn't seen this figure in hand, it is an awesome piece of work, a really nice suit. Only thing, it's a bit restrictive on some of the movements, but I'll explain that when I've done another pose. But like I said, that's the first pose I'm going to show you. There's obviously no cape. He's not even wearing the DX02 head. It will be in the next one, but that's just a really nice pose that I put it into, and I stuck with it. Any of these poses, brothers, if you want to take inspiration and use them, don't be embarrassed to, because I've done it. I've done it a lot of times. In fact, to show you, my Bruce Lee is actually a copy of one that Dean had done, so I'm not embarrassed to say that. But yeah, that's the idea of watching each other's videos, I suppose. So, right, I'm going to put a pose in there. I'm going to get some of the accessories out of the bag. I'm going to change it up for you and talk you through the next pose.